Smoking e-cigarettes in many public places could come to an end. Boca Raton Councilwoman Constance Scott has asked for a city ordinance banning e-cigarettes from public places where regular smoking is prohibited. The American Heart Association says emissions from e-cigarettes expose non-smokers to nicotine and potentially toxic organic chemicals. The proposal follows a similar ordinance passed in Delray Beach last month. Boca already prohibits cigar and cigarette smoking at some of its parks and athletic fields, but there are no laws that govern where e-cigarettes can be used. A contractor was sentenced to a year in federal prison for agreeing to bribe a Broward County public official to get street lighting and traffic signal contract work. William E. Pino of Miami admitted last year that he agreed to pay $5,000 to a county worker if they bought $100,000 worth of light poles from Pino in 2012. In addition to jail time, U.S. District Judge Beth Bloom sentenced Pino to a year of supervised release, 300 hours of community service, and pay a $25,000 fine. Pino must surrender April 6th. Homicide detectives continue to investigate a drowning involving a man being questioned by Broward Sheriff deputies. Deputies were patrolling McNabb Road and Andrews Avenue after a rash of burglaries in the area when they say they saw two men wearing dark clothing and carrying flashlights on bikes. They began questioning the men, and one of them fled on foot. The man made his way through a church parking lot before stripping his clothes and jumping into a canal behind the church where he apparently drowned. He was not wearing handcuffs. The officer jumped in after the man but was unable to find him. The sheriff's office dive team located the man's body, and the Broward County Medical Examiner's Office is working to determine the cause of death and identity. After being out of commission for 6 months, the South Florida Science Center and Aquarium West Wing is breathing new life. The center recently unveiled its completely refurbished West Wing called the Hall of Discovery, which boasts new exhibits as well as rehabbed fan favorites. Construction continues down the hall on the Early Childhood Education Room. When all the West Wing work is complete, it will add up to $1 million in upgrades. Officials say they are ahead of schedule. A family fishing trip turned deadly after a boat capsized about a mile off of Fort Lauderdale's beach at Rio Mar Street. The group had been fishing for about 30 minutes when they decided to head back, and that's when things took a turn for the worst. The 16-foot boat overturned, and Fort Lauderdale Fire Rescue were able to save 4 of the men. German Diaz, a 76-year-old man from New Jersey, was taken to Broward Health Medical Center, where he later died.